Still forever tight over in League 2, as of course the playoff spots are still up for grabs. As for the top three, 2 spots seem to be certain, but the other one also up for grabs. We'll take a look at the latest developments next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction show today. We're taking a look at matchday number 41 over in League 2, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, stop what you're doing, swallow what you're doing, smash your subscribe and keep your bang up to date with all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related. Whoa, football related, we're going to all here, boys. Under Wanderers, that's right, of course. Yes, Cambridge United still lead the charge over in League 2 with Cheltenham hot on their heels. But as for the chasing pack, who knows where it all end up, because Carlisle are back in, of course, tip-top form as they try to get themselves back to where they were, of course, in the promotion stakes. But anyway, we'll take a look at that in a minute. A big shout out to the VIPs, the patrons behind the scenes. Thank you for your continued support. I do appreciate it. Thank you so much. If anyone else is out there that wants to support the channel in another way, check out that link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But anyway, we're going to jump into the deep end and have a look, shall we? Of course, at those games that did take place on Easter Monday and, of course, the following Tuesday. So here we go, kicking it all off with Colchester United up against Barrow. Ended up as a 1-1 draw. Goal scorers on the day. Callum Harrogate on the score sheet for Colchester. Tom Bedling giving Barrow another point, a point to safety as well. Meanwhile, Crawley. Actually, with the 1-0 win for Barrow. Meanwhile, Crawley lost to Oldham 4-1 in the end. Connor McCallany with a couple of goals there. Dylan Bellabula and Cameron Bothwick-Jackson getting a goal for, of course, Oldham. James Tilley getting a goal for Crawley, but unfortunately not good enough. 4-1 for them, 2-1 for me, going the other way. Meanwhile, Exeter City, they could only muster a draw against Mansfield, 0-0 in the end, 2-0 for me. Stevenage, 1-1 draw against Bradford City as well. Of course, probably a big point for Stevenage. Luke Norris in the end. Clayton Donaldson with the equaliser for Bradford as they took a show of sports. Got myself a 1-0 loss on that one myself. Forest Green Rovers, then Vegans, lost to Team GB. That's right, Salford's boys. Big win for them as well. Goals from Ian Henson with a brace to give, of course, Team GB a hope. Let's get behind the boys now. Let's back the boys. Of course, Team GB ex-Rover, so we got to cheer them on. Meanwhile, Grimsby Town, they also picked up a point against Cheltenham. Now, that's right, 1-1 in the end. Goals coming from Leno John Lewis, not the store, but the player, of course, William Boyle, get the goal for, of course, Cheltenham in a 2-0, to a 1-1 draw in the end, 2-0 for me. Harrogate lost 2-0 to Port Vale, have started to kick into top gear at the wrong part of the season. Of course, David Worrell, Curtis Guthrie get the goals at Port Vale in a 2-0 win for them, 1-1 for me. Leyton Orient could only muster a draw against Walsall, nothing to report here, 0-0 in the end. Of course, Newport County, though, did beat Bolton to stop their tremendous surge to, of course, League 1. Nicky Maynard on the score sheet giving Newport the win, 1-0 win in the end, 1-1 for me. Tranmere, though, they also got a draw, 1-1 against Cambridge. Goodness gracious me, a lot of draws knocking around. Goal scorers on the day for Tranmere. Paul Lewis on the score sheet goes. Paul Mullen, though, getting another goal for Cambridge this season. Carlisle 2-0 winners over Scunthorpe United, though. Let's have a little look at that, shall we? That was into Tuesday's matches. Of course, John Mellish with a couple of goals there, giving Carlisle the double. Of course, Morecambe could only muster a point against Southend, and as you see, they did pretty shitty goals though from Morecambe. Cole Stockton with the equaliser. Timothy Dang on the score sheet for Southend, and as you see, I just got myself 2, which is pretty poo. Pretty poo for you. That's me. The table looks like this as of right now. Morecambe are still in the mix. Win for them, they could go into the top 3. If I was a me man, which I am, and I'm looking at, and this is how I would like to see this pan out. Of course, I'd like to see Cambridge and Cheltenham get sucked into those playoffs, and I'd like to see Bolton go up. I'd like to see Morecambe go up. And then I'd probably like to see Carlisle go up. And then I'd like to see Salford win the playoffs. That's how I would like to see. Or Bradford, because I like Bradford. And then the likes of Tranmere. I don't know. I really want to see Bolton back a little bit. And Morecambe, it would just be mind-boggling to see them, of course, at the next level up there. As for the table, it does look like it's between these teams here. But there is a bit of a gap opening up between Southend and, of course, Colchester, 5 points at the moment. I can't believe Colchester are down there. Last season they were in, of course, the playoffs. They could have been playing League 1 football right here, right now, but unfortunately they are on the cusps of getting sucked into the National League relegation fight. But anyway, let's take a look at those next. Your picks first then. Here we go. Not 3 like me. You're in the ship-face gang. 4-8. Straight-face club. And plus you're in top bins. Iron Stringer did good. Ojo 52 also did shite. Yannick also did poop. Yeah, James Peace FC, great. You did poo as well. Gaming Charlie did crapperoonie. Alex Bell also did poop. Russell Frost also did poop, but he's alright. Ollie Hamling did alright with an edit. Omar Escoville also did poop as well. Okay, did poop. Shadow Ninja also did poopity, and AJ24 did alright. Ultra Amamiro, you did poop as well. Leeds 2021 also did okay. 37 did poop, and Joachim Jackson, he did what? He did poop. That's right, of course. Let's take a look at the leaderboard for this week and this week alone. Look at you guys with 1. How embarrassing. What did I get? I got 2. There you go. Leeds 2021. Yannick Buston, of course, first 77, also with 2. But of course, your Kingpin Ollie Hamling with 5. Ivan Stringer also second, of course, with AJ 24. What's that done to the overall leaderboard? I don't think it's changed too much, but a chance for the chasing pack to close in on the Frosty man. There he is, 14 points clear of Gaming Charlie. Gaming Charlie got himself 1, so no real hedgeway for him. Omar Esquivel also got himself 1. Joachim Jakobsen got himself 1 as well, so no real change at the top of the table. Yannick Buster perhaps closing in on him, but he's still 20 points adrift. But a good opportunity for you guys to get some points on the board as we look at this monstrosity. What we're looking at: 12, 14, 16, 18, 19 points up for grabs. If Frost just decides to go on vacation, then of course everyone else gets 19 out of 19. Then we'll have, of course, a prediction league race on our hands. But right here, right now, he is sitting comfortably at the top of the table. But anyway, let's get into the deep end then, shall we? Take a look at Mansfield Town against Newport County. Played to the last 6, of course. 1 for Mansfield, 2, 3 for Newport County, 2 draws last time around. In Mansfield was a 1-win for Mansfield back in February 2020. Danny Rose on the score sheet, of course, Mansfield back in the day. Also played this season down in Wales, of course, 2-1 win for Newport County. Heading into this, though, Mansfield just without a win in at least 6 games, 5 draws, though, knocking about. As for Newport County, just 1 win in the past 4. That 1 was against Bolton, and a big win at that. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. Of course, Newport County, 90-10 for the victory, of course, for the away win. 64 for the hosts, of course, 21-10 is your draw. Of course, Mansfield coming into this, they are actually in, where are they? 19th spot, but a win for them, they can move up to 17th. Of course, Newport are in 7th, but a win for them, they can move up to 5th. Going to go with a 1-1 draw on this one. I think probably Mansfield will be happy out of the 2 sides. Oldham Athletic taking the Colchester United. Played to the last 6, 1 win apiece, 4 draws. Last round in Oldham was a 1-win for Colchester back in August 2019 with Frank Noble on the score sheet, of course, giving Colchester the W. Also, picture that this season in Colchester was a 6-goal thriller going with a 3-3 draw in the end. Ben Stevenson, Callum Harrett, and Miles Welch Hayes on the score sheet, of course, Colchester. Conor McGaney, a couple of goals, and Carl Biangiani getting the goals for, of course, Oldham in the end. Meanwhile, of course, heading into this Colchester without a win at least 6, probably way more than that. A lot of draws knocking around. As for Oldham, 2 wins the past 4 games, beating the likes of Exeter, of course, Crawley, but losing to the likes of Leyton, Orient, and of course, Stevenage. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. Oldham coming into this 64 for the victory, 5-2 is your 30-8 is your Colchester. Of course, Colchester coming to this in 22nd, but with them they can move up to 20th. Oldham are in 17th, but with them they can move up to 15th in the end. Going to go with the 2-1 win for Oldham on this one. 3 points in the bag. Here we go, a bit of a local affair. Barrow up against Carlisle. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played to the last, just the one time. Earlier in the season was a 1-win for Carlisle back in, of course, October this season in Carlisle, though. John Menishon scored for Carlisle on Aaron Hayden got himself sent off. Heading into this, though, 3 wins on the spin for Carlisle have them dreaming again, and of course, not conceding a goal in those 3 games. As for Barrow, just 1 win in the past 4. That 1 was against Newport County, but they're playing well, so we'll give them a bit of credit. As for the bookies' odds on this one, Barrow coming into this 90-10 for the victory, of course, 75 is your Carlisle, 23-10 is your draw. Carlisle are in 9th, and a win for them, they can move into 7th. Get in there, boys. As for Barrow, they're all the way down to 21st, but a win for them, they can move up to 19th with the W. Going to go with the 2-1 for Carlisle. Believe in the boys, believe in the project, and of course, good things will come. Next, of course, Bolton Wanderers taking, of course, Harrogate Town. Of course, played to the last 6. Have they been? No, just the one time. That was earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Bolton over Harrogate in Harrogate, of course, back in October 2020. Ian Doyle on the score sheet, Nathan Defonto as well. George Thompson getting the goal for Harrogate in a 2-1 loss for themselves. Heading into this, though, Bolton just 1 defeat the past 6. The 1 defeat was against Newport County just the other day. As for Harrogate, a bit of a slump, 5 games without a win, 4 game losing as well in that 5-game cluster. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. They'll go with Bolton, I'm pretty sure. 21-20 for the victory, 13-5 is your 9-4 is your Harrogate. Harrogate coming into this, of course, in 16th. The better win for them, they can move up to 14th. Bolton in 4th, and a win for them, they can move into 3rd in a table, brother. 2-0 win in the end for Bolton. 3 points in the bag. Next up, of course, Bradford up against Grimsby Town down at Valley Parade. Last time around, or last 6, 3 wins for Bradford, nothing for Grimsby, 3 draws last time around. In Bradford was, of course, back in last season with a 1-1 draw. Lee Novak on the score sheet. Luke Hendry on the score sheet, of course, Grimsby giving them a share of the spoils. Also, picture of this season at Grimsby, a 2-1 win for Bradford. Lee Novak and Levy Sutton on the score sheet, of course, Bradford giving them the win. Harry Clifton getting the goal for Grimsby. Heading into this, though, Grimsby without undefeated in the last 6 games, drawing 5 of them and only winning 1. As for Bradford, just 1 defeat past 5. That 1 defeat was against Scunthorpe at the end of March. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. Bradford come into this. Your favourites, even Stevens for the victory, 11-4 is your Grimsby, 12-5 is your draw. Bradford are in 12th at the moment. Win for them, they can move up to 8th. As for Grimsby, the 24th at the moment, but a win for them, they can move up to 23rd. Going to go with the Bradford on this one. 2-1 win at Valley Parade. 3 points in the bag. Next up, of course, we have Cambridge United up against Exeter City. Played each other last 6, of course. 1 for Cambridge, 4 for Exeter, and 1 draw. Last time around in Cambridge was a 1-1 draw back in November 2019. That was in the FA Cup. Last time around, they played each other in the league. It was a 4-0 win for Cambridge back in, of course, October 2019. Goal scores on that day. Luke Hannett, Jack Rolls, George Taft, and Andrew Dallas on the score sheet. Of course, Cambridge giving them the win. Also, pretty sure though this season in Exeter, 2-0 win back in October. Matchday, Joe Brando on the score sheet for Exeter. Of course, heading into this. Exeter though, just one win in the past 6 games. That one was against Salford City back at the end of March. Meanwhile, Cambridge unbeaten in the last 5 games, picking up 4 wins and a draw to boot. That draw was against Tranmere just the other day. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We got Cambridge coming at you, of course, 30-8 for the victory, 13-8. It's also Exeter 23-10 is your draw. Exeter in 8th at the moment. A win for them. They could go to 7th. Cambridge, of course, are top, and they'll be top with a win or even a draw, perhaps, probably. Going to go with the 2-0 win for Cambridge, get the 3 points, and keep on moving on. Next, of course, Cheltenham Town up against Leyton, Leyton Orient. Page of the last 6-3 for Cheltenham, 2 for Leyton Orient, 1 draw last round in Cheltenham. Was a 2-1 win for Cheltenham back in February 2020. Alfie May, Ruben Reid on the score sheet, of course, Cheltenham giving them the win. Conor Wilkinson get the goal for Leyton Orient. Also, page of this in Brisbane Road, 2-0 win for Cheltenham as well. Sam Ling, OG, and of course, Finn Azaz getting the goals, of course, Cheltenham as they pick up a win. Heading into this, of course, Leyton Orient unbeaten the last 6 games, picking up 4 wins, 2 draws to beat. A very, very difficult side to beat at the moment. As for Cheltenham, just 1 win defeat the past 4 games. That was against Morecambe on the road. Look at the bookies odds on this one. We have Cheltenham coming into this 5-4 on for the victory, 5-2 is your 7-2 is your Leyton Orient. Leyton Orient coming into this in 10th, and a win for them. They can move up to 7th. Cheltenham are 2nd, and a win for them. They could go top depending on what goes on with Cambridge. 2-1 win for Cheltenham on this one, 3 points in the bag, and keep on moving on. Walsall taking, of course, them Vegans. Last 4, 2 wins for Walsall, nothing for Forest Green, and 2 draws last round. In Walsall was a 6-0 win for Walsall, but that was in the Papa John's Trophy last time. Played that in the league, though, was a 1-1 draw back in August 2019. Goal scorers on the day: James Hardy for Walsall, Joseph Millis for the Vegans, of course. Heading into this, there's also a picture of this season down at Vegan Road. Was, of course, 1-1 draw back in October this season. Of course, the Vegans come into this. What are we looking at here? 3 defeats on the spin, losing to Bolton, losing to Bradford, losing to Salford. They've hit a massive slump. In fact, they've just 1 win the past 6 games for the Vegans. Of course, that was against Harrogate. Meanwhile, on the flip side, Walsall, the draw specialist, drawing 5 of the past 6 games. Their only hiccup on that cluster was, of course, a defeat. Of course, heading into this one, what do we have on this? We have got Walsall coming into this 2-1 for the victory, 11-8 is your away win. Of course, 9-4 is the draw. Walsall all the way down in, of course, 20th, but a win for them, they can move up to 18th. Of course, the Vegans are in 6th. A win for them, they can move up to 3rd in the table. Oh yes, back on 1-0 win for Forest Green. Take the 3 points in the bag. Next, of course, Port Vale up against my tip for the bit is Morecambe. Last 6, 1 for Port Vale, 3 for Morecambe, 2 draws last time around. In Port Vale's a 3-1 win for Port Vale back in October 2019. John O'Sullivan, ex-Rover on the score sheet for, of course, Morecambe. Luke Joyce, Tom Pope on the score sheet for, of course, Port Vale with a couple of goals there as well. Jordan Cranston getting the goals for get himself sent off for Morecambe. Also, pressure though this isn't in Morecambe was a 1-0 win. Adam Phillips on the penalty spot giving Morecambe the W. Heading into this though, 5 wins on the spin for Port Vale. I have them daydreaming. Meanwhile, Morecambe just 1 defeat the past 4 for them. That was against Cambridge a couple of games back. So back-to-back games without a win though for Morecambe. I have them a little bit wondering where they'll go from there. Of course, bookies odds on this one. Port Vale 5-4 for the victory, 11-5 is your Morecambe, 23-10 is your draw. Port Vale up to 15th at the moment. A win for them, they can move up to 13th. Morecambe actually in 5th, and a win for them, they can move up to 3rd in the table. Oh yes, brother, gonna go with Morecambe on this one, even though Port Vale have got the bit between teeth. It's more hope than anything else. Next, of course, Salford up against Stevenage. Let's take a look at this one then, shall we? Of course, place of the last 3 wins out of 3 for Salford over Stevenage, of course, including a 2-0 win last round in Stevenage back in August 2019. Emmanuel De Sawodui with a couple of goals there for Salford. Also, a pleasure that this season as a 1-0 win for Salford in Stevenage. That was back in October. Ashley Hunter getting the goal for Salford. Heading into this though, just 1 win the past 5 games for Salford. That was against them Vegans just the other day. Meanwhile, Stevenage unbeaten the last 6, picking up 3 wins and 3 draws to boot. Look at the bookies odds. Salford coming to this, even Stevens for the victory, 11-5 is your draw. 3-1 is your Stevenage. Stevenage coming to this in 13th, and with them they can move up to 11th. And sitting in 11th is Salford, and for them in 11th they could go up as high as 8th in the table. Going to go with Salford on this one. Tail up, 2-0 in the bag. Next, of course, the Scunthorpe United taking on Tranmere. Last 6 between 2001 for Scunthorpe, 3 for Tranmere, and 2 draws. Last time around in Scunthorpe was a 3-1 win for Tranmere back in October 2012. James Wallace, John Lewis Akapro with a couple of goals there as well for Tranmere, giving them in. Carl Howley getting on the only goal for Scunthorpe. That was back, of course, quite a few years ago. Also a picture that was in League One as well. Also a picture that this season in Tranmere was a 2-0 win back in October. Heading into this though, Tranmere just 1 win the past 6 games. That was against Exeter all the way back at the end of March. Meanwhile, same can be said for Scunthorpe. Just 1 win the past 6 games. That was against Bradford. Only 1 defeat though as well. That was against Carlisle the other day. A lot of draws knocking around for both of these two sides. Smells like a draw already. Look at the bookies odds. Scunthorpe 21-10 for the victory. 23-10 is your draw. 13-10 is your Tranmere. Tranmere coming to sit in 3rd, and win for them they could close in on 2nd. As for Scunthorpe, they're all the way down to 18th, but a win for them they can move up to 16th. Going to go with a 2-1 for Tranmere, 3 points in the bag, but it could also very well be a draw. Next up, of course, we have Southend taking on, of course, Crawley. Played for the last 6, 3 for Southend, nothing for Crawley, and 3 draws last round. In Southend was in the league, was a 0-0 draw back in, of course, 2012. Goodness gracious me, the only highlight, Chris Barker got himself sent off for Southend. Also played this season in, of course, Crawley, 1-1 draw back in, of course, October. In the end, a lot of FA Cups and other kind of bits and pieces between the two sides. Heading into this, though, Crawley, 4 defeats in the past 5 games. The only positive was a draw against Scunthorpe. As for Southend, just 1 defeat in the past 6. That 1 defeat was against Carlisle. Also, a lot of draws knocking around. Look at the bookies' odds on this one. Southend coming to this 11-5 for the victory. 11-5 is draw. 13-10 is your away win. That's, of course, Crawley. Crawley coming to this in 14th, but a win for them. They can move up to 11th. As for Southend, they're 23rd. A win for them. They can close in on Colchester in 22nd. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Southend. Move the chains. Move the chains. Okay, folks, that's, of course, this weekend. Let's kick it off over the extended coverage, of course, as we look forward to the catch-up games. Kicking it all off with, who do we have? We have Morecambe up against Scunthorpe. Good chance for them to make a real stake claim for those top 3. Of course, these two sides played each other the last 5. Nothing for Morecambe, 3 for Scunthorpe, and 2 draws last round. In Morecambe was in League 2 back in 2014. It was a 1-1 draw back in April 2014. Goal scorers Jack Simpson on the score sheet, of course, Morecambe. Sam Winnell getting the goal for, of course, Scunthorpe. Also played each other, though, this season it was a 1-1 draw in Scunthorpe. And heading into this, of course, Scunthorpe just 1 win the past 5 games. Of course, Morecambe back-to-back games without a win. No bookies odds, but of course, a double chance for Morecambe with 6 points in the agenda. Win both of those, they could go as high as 2nd. As for Scunthorpe, win both of those 2 games for them this week, they could go up to as high as 14th in the table. I think Morecambe will get a win here on this one as well, 2-0 win, which will make it a very, very good, strong week. Next, of course, Harrogate up against Leyton Orient. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played each other last 3 wins, 3 for Leyton Orient, including last round in Harrogate was a 3-0 win back in the National League Premier League in September 2018. Goal scorers on that day was, of course, Jim Bond, Joby McAnuff with a couple of goals as well. Also played each other this season, also a 3-0 win at Brisbane Road. Of course, 6 points on the agenda for Harrogate on this one. Of course, if they win both of those, they could go up as high as 55 points, I believe, which of course will put them 11th. As for Leyton Orient, 6 points on the agenda, win both of those, they could mathematically go up as high as 5th. I'm going to go with a draw on this one, which will be an okay week for Leyton Orient. No, it won't. A pretty bitty week for both of these two sides. Just 1 point and 6 points, so not great in the end. Bradford, though, they've taken on, of course, Crawley. Last 6 between 2 sides, 4 wins for Bradford, 1 for Crawley, 1 draw. Last round at Bradford was a 2-1 win for Bradford back in, of course, October 2019. Goal scorers on the day: Harry Pritchard, of course, Daniel Devine as well. Reese, Grego Cox getting the goal score for Crawley. Also, Pritchard, this is in Crawley back in December was a 1-1 draw. Novak and Pritchard, a big fat OG this time around. Of course, 6 points on the agenda for Bradford, and win both of those games, they could go from, goodness gracious me, 12th all the way up to potentially up to as high as 7th. That's in the top 6. As for Crawley, again, 6 points on the agenda for them. If they win both of those, they could also go up as high as 7th. That's also playoffs as well. Of course, I've got Bradford winning. I've got Crawley winning the other one. Do I not? No, I don't think so. So yeah, chance for Bradford with 6 points, and I think I've gone that way. That's right. So Bradford could be right in the mix after this match week to get right back into the potential for, of course, League One football next season. Barrow up against Exeter City, of course, played to the last. No, this will be the first time after they've got both fixtures to play against each other this season already. Of course, heading into this, Exeter just 1 win in the past 5 for them. Of course, 2 wins in the past 5 for Barrow. Have them daydreaming that maybe they can stay in the division. Of course, Barrow coming to in 21st, 6 points on the agenda. Win both of those, they could go up as high as 48 points. That could be as high as 17th. Whereas Exeter, again, 6 points on the agenda, they could mathematically go up as high as 5th if they win both of them. Of course, I've got them losing. Exeter against Cambridge. I've got Barrow also losing against Carlisle. So 3 points on the agenda, but again, giving them just a 0.11 in the end. And I think Barrow will probably be happy, of course, trying to get themselves in this division. Next, of course, Newport County taking, of course, Carlisle. Big one, this one, of course. As, of course, Newport 7th, Carlisle in 9th. Last 6-2 for Newport County, 3 for Carlisle, 1 draw last round. In Newport was a 1-0 win for Newport back in, of course, October 2019. George Nurse with a 1-0 goal for Newport. Also, but this season in Carlisle was a 3-2 win for Carlisle back in, of course, November. 6 points on the agenda for Carlisle. Have them winning the first game. Newport County, do I have them winning them? No, I've got them picking up a draw, of course. A win for Carlisle in back-to-back games. They could go up as high as 5th. As for Newport County, if they win both of those games, they could go from 7th all the way up to 3rd in the table if they get a little bit lucky on this one. I'm going to go with a draw on this one, which will be an unbeaten week or so for Newport County, also an unbeaten week also for Carlisle. 4 points for them out of a possible 6. Next, of course, Salford up against Bolton. Tricky one, this one, as they've got soft spots for both of them just in this scenario. In the real world, I don't. I'd rather piss all over both of these two sides. Anyway, also played just the one time in history, of course. There was a 2-0 win for Bolton back in, of course, November 2020. Of course, goal scorers on the day who were they? Ewan Doyle and Jordan Turner. Turnbull on the score sheet with a big fat OG. Of course, heading into this, Bolton will fancy their chances to get themselves a little bit comfortable at 6 points on the agenda. Win both of those, they could go as high as second. As for Salford, in 11th, win both of those games, they could also go as high as 7th in the table. I have Bolton winning against Harrogate. I've got Salford winning against Stevenage, but unfortunately I've got these guys drawing with a 2-2 draw in the end. And then wrap it up. We Walsall up against Tranmere. Both sides needing points. Last 6, 5 wins for Walsall, nothing for Tranmere, 1 draw last round. In Walsall was back in 2013, August it was, 3-1 win for Walsall. Craig Wexcar with a couple of goals there. Milan Lakovic as well. Andy Robertson get the goal for Tranmere, but of course too little too late. Also pleasure this season though, as also a 3-1 win for Walsall. Elijah Atabajayo on the score sheet, of course, Wesley McDonald, of course, Dan Scarr getting the goals for Walsall. Liam Feeney getting the 1 goal for Tranmere, ex-Rover, of course, as Tranmere do not like to play against Walsall, it appears. Anyway, 6 points on the agenda for Tranmere. Win both of those, they could go as high as second. As for Walsall, same deal. Win both of those, they could go as high as, of course, 16th for the table. I think it's going to be a winning win for Tranmere, which will give them a good week. 6 points on the agenda. And if I'm right, this is what the table will look like at the end of it. Cambridge United will lead the charge, 74 points on the board. Of course, Cheltenham will be in second. Tranmere will be third. Morecambe 4th, Bolton 5th, Forest Green Rovers 6th, and of course Newport County will be 7th. As for the foot, Grimsby and Southend going down, but of course still got points left on the agenda, as of course this division heats up to a big old close. That's it, my boys and girls, that's it. Be sure to give the video thumbs up, smash your subscribe as well. Also check out the links down below on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, as well as Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. That's it. We'll be back of course with an extended coverage when the next round of matches come around. Until then though, give us some love and smash your thumbs up. I'll see you all next time for some more League 2 action.